Mount Pleasant was originally built in 1777, making it 1 year younger than the United States of America. In its 240-year history, it's been lots of different things, but it was originally known as Brightfield House, and it's a Grade 2 star listed Georgian mansion in the heart of the Sharrow community.
And as you can see, it has a range of stunning features, architectural features, both outside the building and in, and we'll show you some now.
Francis Sitwell bought the land in 1777 and commissioned John Platt, a Rotherham architect, to build the amazing Georgian mansion that you've just seen. It's over 4 floors from the cellars through to the ground floor, which has 14-foot ceilings, the first floor which has 12-foot ceilings, and the top floor which has ceiling height a bit more similar to what you're probably used to. This is a picture of Francis Sitwell. He built the house back in 1777, but apparently he built it for his bride-to-be, and she took one look at the building and decided that she didn't want to live there, as the story goes. So in 1793 it actually passed to his son Sitwell. Later in 1794 it was sold to Samuel Broomhead Ward, who lived here as a private residence, and after that it was let to Thomas Tillotson in 1849. He not long became master cutler after he moved in. He made a number of changes to the buildings, some of the layout and the fireplaces were changed, and he was the last person to live here as a private residence. You can see here the balustrade, that's the original one that's been here for all the time since the building was built. On the floor you can see the amazing tiles with their fossil shells in, and as the staircase sweeps up here, right up to the ceiling, you can see the amazing ceiling rose where a chandelier, we think, used to hang somewhere in the middle of the staircase here.
During the war in 1940, the RAF seconded this building and they placed a barrage balloon at the front of the building so that the bombs would land here and not in the factories where all of the equipment was being made to help fight the war. What we have here is a brilliant example of some of the quality of fireplaces that are still in the building. If you look closely, you can see razor clamshells as part of the fossils. So this was fossilised seabed. So we're told that's quite unusual. Then when we look out of the windows here, what we have is a great metaphor for the economics of the city. So this window here represents, you can look out on the working class area. The middle window here is overlooking the middle class and moving towards gentrification. And then this final window here is one of the most affluent neighbourhoods in the UK. Conversely, at the back of the building, that's home to one of the most deprived areas in Europe. The building has been used for many things in its long history, including an adult education centre, and it was a residence of one of the master cutlers in the 1700s. So lots and lots of history and lots of value in the community.
In 1868, Mount Pleasant became one of Sheffield's first ever mental asylums to help people, and we had over 75 residents here being cared for. You can also see here the charity girls' school that used to take place in this building, which was a school for wayward girls, which some interesting things apparently happened in this stairwell. Once completed, the Mount Pleasant site will include a number of different ways of living. Through the cut through here that connects where Rossi's is past the school to Mount Pleasant Park will be a number of live shop spaces. The main building itself on the ground floor and first floor will contain 1, 2 and 3 bedroomed apartments, and on the top floor will be our co-working space.
It's really important that we create a hub of the community and providing a place where people can live, work, earn, learn and play together. And also in giving it to the community, making sure that it's self-sustainable. So behind me at the old school, what we will have is the main school will be a common area, it will be the common house. Either side there will be residential from micro living right up to 2 to 3 bedroom houses for families, made out of shipping containers.
Our inspiration originally for the Avenues to Zero Mount Pleasant project was two of the events that we run, one called Pecha Kucha and one called Sheffield Soup, which bring together our local communities from all sorts of different backgrounds and create huge benefits for them. And we saw the impact and effect that this had, creating so many different opportunities for people. We wanted to create a place that this could happen every single day of the year for a much broader cross-section of the community.
And what we discovered was that we are really good at collaborating and operating in an alternative economy which is based on reciprocity. So the whole community getting together and various communities building ideas and concepts and making a difference to Sheffield people through community cohesion. Now, Mount Pleasant is perfectly situated. If we lose this place, we lose the potential to create a thriving, beating heart of an area that can cohesify, is that a word? Bring two areas together, one of the most deprived and one of the most affluent.
So Avenues to Zero is our community interest company, and Mount Pleasant will be the first project we've done this. And as Penny says, this site is ideal for it because it's about 1 hectare in size. It's got wonderful heritage building of the Georgian mansion that we're in now and the Victorian school over the back. There's 10 elements to the project that will provide different ways of living and working together, from the Fab Lab to the co-working loft on the top floor here, the event spaces of the stables and the venue park, and then we've got a number of ways of living, all of which create affordable housing for the community and sustainable ways of people getting projects going and finding ways to provide themselves with revenue and money to live the lives that they want to live.